وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. This is section 2.2 and it's a continuation of graphs. So we studied in section 2.1 histograms, ogives, and we study here more graphs because the chapter is about describing data using graphs. We will talk about 3 graphs here: bar chart, pie charts, stem and leaf diagrams. It is good to remember that the data, any data, is usually we usually have two types of data: categorical data, which is qualitative data, or quantitative data. So the data is classified into categorical and quantitative. And we said that for quantitative data, we have discrete or continuous. For categorical or qualitative data, we use bar charts and pie charts. For quantitative data, we learned the histogram, the histogram and the ogive, okay? And also we will talk about stem and leaf. So 3 graphs for quantitative data and 2 graphs for categorical data. Let us start by the first one, bar chart. Bar chart is a graphical representation of a categorical data. So it's used with categorical data. It's a graphical representation. So we have X and Y, X axis and Y axis. It is a bar drawn over each category or class. So you put the classes on the X-axis, and there is a bar that represents each class. This bar, the length of the bar would be the frequency or the percentage of observations, okay? So on the Y-axis, you put the frequency or the percentage, and on the X-axis, you put the classes, and you draw a bar above each category, represents each category. So for example, you have something like this, okay? This is a bar graph. So let us construct this bar chart. You need to determine the categories. What are the categories that you will put on the X-axis? Here, from this table, we know the year, okay, and the ratio, the PE ratio in each year. So the year, here we have the categories, different years. So we defined the categories. Then for each category, what is the value? Okay, what is the value? These are the values, the PE ratios. Okay, so we put the years on the X-axis, and for each year, we draw a bar like this until we put the ratio on the Y-axis, the corresponding ratio. So for example, 2010, we have 20.07. And we divide the Y-axis. We use a suitable measure, okay? 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. You can use 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's up to you. But all of them should be equal. So this is 5, and this is 5, and this is 5. And it's not accepted to do something like this. Okay, this is 0, this is 1, but then this is 5, but then this is 100. This is not accepted, okay? Because this distance should be equal to this distance, should be equal. So you choose a unit of measure. It should be the same unit of measure. So here, the unit of measure in this question is 5, okay? 5. And then 20 is here, 21 is here, and this is the bar chart. You can then talk about it or try to interpret your result. You know, the highest bar is in year, the bar represents the ratio. So the highest ratio would be in year 2016, okay? And the lowest would be in year 2012, the lowest ratio will appear, and so on. The bars here are vertical. If the bars are vertical, we call it vertical bar chart. The bars also could be horizontal, and we call it horizontal bar chart. In this case, you will put the classes on the y-axis and the frequency on the x-axis. We will see an example. This is an example of a horizontal bar chart. So here you have the classes or the categories, okay, different automobile companies. And here you have the sales, okay, the new cars sold, the sales, the number of cars sold. And you can see that there are two rows, if you like, or two bars, let us say, two horizontal bars, one for 2014 sales and one for 2015 sales. So it's a comparison between, you can compare for General Motors, for example, in 2015, they sold more vehicles than 2014, 5% of vehicles more, and so on. So you can compare and get information from the bar chart. This bar in this case is a horizontal bar chart. The second type of chart is the pie chart, okay, or pie charts. It's again a graph, but it is in the shape of a circle. So we will have a circle. And this circle is divided into slices. And each slice could be or must be proportional to the size of the category, okay, the size of the category. So for example, we have a categorical data here. This is qualitative data. These are the categories, equipment, different types of golf equipments. So we need to determine the categories first. And then the frequency or the values, these are the frequencies. So there are 81 golf balls and so on. Display the data. Use a graph to use a chart or a graph to display the data. You can use bar chart, no problem with that. And you can use pie chart, okay? To use a pie chart, how would you put 81? How would you represent 81? The slice that represents the golf ball, which is 81, should be larger than the slice that represents the club head material, because this is 66 and 81. But how would you do that? One way you can find the percentage. The percentage of each class, of each category. How would you find the percentage? You divide 81 by the total. If you add all of these numbers, or if you look to the question here, he said a survey of 300. So in fact, these are 300 equipments or golfers, okay? If you divide 81 by 300 and then multiply by 100%, you will get the percentage. If you use the calculator, you will find it 27%. So 81 represents 27% of the 300. So you go to the circle. This is the circle, for example. Now, this part, 50%, this part is 50%. If you divide the circle into 4 parts, then each one would be 25%. So 27% would be larger than 25% by very small portion. You can say that this is 27%, okay? And so on, you can, this is 50%, for 27%, what is left of 50% should be 23. You can use your imagination, your mind, and find all the percentages and give each category the slide that's proportion to the percentage of that category. If you do that, you will make this pie chart. But this is the 27%. This is 22. So if you add 27 plus 22, you have 49. So it's about 50%, just 1% left. Okay, you can put the 1% of shaft length here, maybe. It was better to put it here. So you have 50% for golf balls, club head material, and shaft length. And then you have the other 50% for the three other categories. Okay, here 21, so they are similar, and here 8%. But this is how you make or divide the circle to put a pie, to make a pie chart. There is another way if you want to be more specific. If you want to use an instrument, you can measure the angles. You can find the angles. Now, the angles inside a circle, all of the angles is 360, okay? So you know, for example, that this angle is 180, this angle is 90, okay? And this angle 360. For 90, 90, 90, 90, you can find the angle of each category and also try to put it here. You can put it exactly by first angle here, then the second angle starts from this to the next, and the third, and so on. So let us do it for at least two of them. For example, the golf balls. How would you find the angle corresponding to the first category? You multiply 27% or 0.27 times 360. 360 all the angles. For 0.27 times 360 would be 97.2. So 97.2 degrees. So 97, if this is 90, then 97 would be very close to, and maybe not this one, maybe up to here, okay? This is 97, for example. This is 97. And then you start from here, from 97. This is the first part for golf balls. You start from here and you find the second one. For club head material, you can divide to find the angle. You can divide 66 by 300 and multiply by 100%. So you get 22. And then you multiply 0.22 times 360. Okay, so you get 79.2. So the angle for the second one is 79.2. If you don't know how to figure 79 from here, you can say no, it is 90 would be, you can say no, this is a line now, okay? This is a line, and if you want to graph a line which is perpendicular to it to get 90, فالperpendicular ممكن يكون كده هنا مثلا، فال80 تكون less than بهذا الشكل هنا مثلا. Or you can add 97.2 plus 79.2, and the answer would be 176.4. If the answer is 176.4, then that's good, because you know that you know how to sketch the graph of the 180 degrees. This would be 180, it's 176, so it's very like this. So this would be the golf ball, and this would be the club head material. And you continue like this, okay? For the other part, using your mind and angles or percentages, you can sketch the graph of the pie chart. Of course, you can do it also by Excel. Inshallah, in the project, you will be asked to do things in Excel. Now, let us solve a question about bar graph or pie graph. I leave 223 for you. This is a categorical data. You can develop a pie chart. You can develop a horizontal bar chart. Please, either you try it here or you try the same number in person and practice. It's very easy as you noticed in the examples. The last type of charts or diagrams is the stem and leaf diagram. And we said that this is for quantitative data. And now this is important, and please pay attention to understand it. First, you need to look to the data. Look to the data carefully. Sorting the data is not really necessary. Okay, not necessary. It's not necessary, in fact. In fact, constructing the stem and leaf diagram is one way to sort the data. Okay, because sorting, can you imagine sorting the 200 data here before doing the stem and leaf? I will do the stem and leaf before you can sort this data. Okay, فإذا you don't have to sort the data, although it's written here as the first step. The second thing, you need to analyze the data. Okay, look to the data carefully, and you need to find the highest and the lowest value. So if you look to the data, you can look for highest. I have 190. If 190 is the highest, or also I have the smallest, maybe the smallest is 44, and I could have 190, or if you can see a number greater than 190, this is okay, this is here 198. If we say that the minimum is 44 and the maximum is 198, it is called stem and leaf. Stem and leaf. So we have to divide each measurement into two parts, part for stem and part for the leaf. It is easier to deal with it like this. You can choose always the first digit to the right, this digit to the right, you can choose it to be the leaf. Okay, and the remaining digits to the left will be the stems. So you can say here that the stems are from 4 to 19. Okay, so you put all the stems starting from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, until 19, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. All the stems. And then you put a vertical bar like this. Okay. So this is the first step. You find the minimum of the data and the maximum. You determine the leaves. The leaves would be the digit to the right, and the remaining digits would be the stems. You write all the stems like this, and you make a vertical bar. And then you start putting all the data here. How would we do that? Please pay attention. Start by the first column. The first number is 113. So what is the leaf? The leaf is 3. And what is the stem? The stem is 11. So you search for the stem. This is the stem 11. So you put the leaf here. Okay. So this number is 113. Now 165. Stem is 16. And you put the leaf here. 183. So the stem is 18 and you put the leaf here. 88. Stem is 8 and leaf is 8. 172. Stem 17 and leaf is 2. 53. Stem is 5 and leaf is 3. 161. 16 and 1. So now there is another number to put. And you continue like this. You put all the 200 numbers without sorting them. After you finish, you can sort the leaves. Okay, so you start by 1 instead of 5. You sort the leaves. This would be easier for you, and you will get this stem and leaf at the end. So you have all the stems here from 4 to 19, and all the leaves are sorted. So if you want to count, you can here count, okay, that here we have 1 number, here we have 4 numbers, and this is 4 and another 4, we have 8 numbers and so on. And if you add all of these counts, you should get the 200 because we have 200 numbers in total in the sample. Notice that also this organization, and this is the first column, second column, it is organized somehow, okay? So we can see how many numbers, or this class of 11 is greater than by the class of 10 by 5, 8 numbers, for example. There are 8 numbers more, and so on. And we can answer a lot of questions here. We sorted the data first. Now we sorted the data. We see that 44 is the smallest, 198 is the largest, 90 is here. How many numbers are less than 90? How many numbers are greater than 90? We can answer a lot of questions. You can say, and we have classes here. The class 4 is a class, 5 is a class. So the number of classes usually between 5 and 20, similar to the frequency distribution. So this is the stem and leaf diagram. You can finally, please solve these questions with you by yourself. Let us do 224. 224 is another question about stem and leaf. So let us construct the stem and leaf for question 2.24. Although the data here is arranged, well, if the data is sorted like this, for the stem and leaf would be very easy. So what is the minimum number here? The minimum number is 1, and the maximum is 58. Okay, now this is two digits, and this is 1 digit. So I need to make it 2 digits. So I can write it 0, 1, okay, 0, 1. So I will take the leaf to be the right digit as usual. So the stems would be from 0 to 5, okay? So I write the stems 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put the vertical bar here. The numbers are sorted. So all the numbers in the first row, all of them has stem 0. So I can put them immediately here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For stem 1, I have how many numbers? 5 numbers. I have 0, 0, 0, 3 tenths, 7, 7, 9. That's it. For stem 2, I have 26, 26, 27, 28. For 3, I have 30, 31, 33, another 33, another 33, and 36. For 40, I have 43, 48, 49, another 49, another 49. For 5, I have 50, 51, 53, and 58. So this is a stem and leaf. Usually, but it's not given here in this book, but it is known يعني إنه they write the leaf unit. Okay, so what do you mean by the leaf unit? Well, what is the leaf unit here? Okay, it is the number, the digit to the right. What is the unit of this digit? Yeah, it is ones. It is not tenth. ال5 tenth, because this is 50 in fact. Like in ال8 represents 8. So leaf unit, we write it 1. Okay. What is the meaning of 1? And ال1 here is 1, is 0 is 0, is 6 is 6. So you can read the numbers 26, 26. While, for example, if we talk about GPAs, for example, 1.2, 3.1, 4.2, 4.5. The stems here would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, assuming we have 2.3 مثلا, and the leaves would be 2 وهنا 2.3 و 3.1 و 4.2 and 4.5. Okay, this would be the stem and leaf. But do you see a difference between this one and this one? No, this is similar. So I can read this as 12. I don't know whether this really represents 12 or 1.2. Who can help me with this? The leaf unit. If somebody writes here that the leaf unit is 0.1, I'll say thanks to him. Oh, the units of the leaves here are 0.1. Oh, this means that this is not 12, this is 1.2, because the 2 is a decimal, first decimal, 0.1. Okay, so I can read this as 1.2, 2.3, 3.1. The leaf unit is important in this matter to differentiate between the two stems. Please solve also 231, construct a bar chart. I think the bar chart is easy, and determine the proportion. At most, the most British would be 52 here, but to determine the proportion, you need to divide 52 by the total, and also 232. This is 232. Okay, this one. Okay, part of it is here, I think. Yeah, this is the beginning of it, and this is the continuation of the question. Okay, he needs a horizontal bar chart, and 236 is about stem and leaf. This is 236, and these are the numbers, and you can see all the numbers, I think, here. Yeah, these are the numbers. This is 236. You need to construct a stem and leaf. And what range might the restaurant say is the most frequent? Okay, so this would be the range that contains more, or the highest number of leaves. So here, for example, the most is 3, class 3, and 0. 0 and 3 have the same number, while here 11 is the class that has the most number of observations. I stop here. Thank you very much. This is the end of section 2.2. And if you have any question, please ask.